Meet Sophie.
Giga Consulting,
Okay.
please start your presentation now.
Meet Sophie. She just graduated and is nervous about her financial future. She doesn't know this yet, but WeLab Bank exists. And by the end of this presentation, WeLab Bank would have changed her financial future and her life, which is why we're so excited today. Diraj, John, Marion, and I to present to you our strategy today in answering the key question. How will WeLab Bank build trust to attract lifelong customers to assist in increasing financial accessibility for all Hong Kongers? By addressing the challenges of fierce competition, low deposits for virtual banks, and attaining continual product leadership in a fast-paced competitive space, our three-prong recommendation will enable WeLab Bank to both outbrand and outperform virtual and traditional banks. The first step, WePlatinum. Marion will take you through a modern card paired with a revamped referral program that will expand WeLab Bank's customer base and market share to become the #1 virtual bank in Hong Kong. Second step, WeWealth. I will walk you through an asset management tool with a blended model that brings the best of both traditional and digital worlds, complemented by a financial masterclass that nudges customers to really deposit those first few dollars. And third, WeHub. John will showcase your big sustainable advantage moving into the future by winning the open banking movement and creating a sticky ecosystem that meets all of your customers' needs.
It's not a surprise that Sophie is nervous about her financial future. COVID-19 and political instability has created further financial uncertainty. Lack of financial planning habits and financial literacy knowledge, combined with inadequate financial services, make the average Hong Konger more financially vulnerable. There are lots of banks seeking to capture this customer need. By 2025, we expect to see 1.9 million virtual banking customers, and by then, way more than 7 banks will be competing over this slice of pie. So what is WeLab Bank's path to #1? The average Hong Konger has accounts with 2.3 bank institutions. As a result, with traditional banks taking the first 2 slots, the virtual banks are competing for the 3rd slot. So what's stopping WeLab Bank from attaining not just the 3rd slot, but the #1 slot? First of all, in competing for the 3rd slot, differentiation will be key, especially against first movers like Zabank, who have already captured sizable market share. Second of all, in competing for the 1st slot, increasing deposit rates will be key, as there's currently a large mismatch in virtual bank account holders and the amount they deposit. To position WeLab Bank to be the bank of choice, we will dive deeper into 3 key questions. 1. How do we differentiate WeLab Bank from other virtual banks to capture the 3rd slot? 2. How can WeLab Bank capture deposit share from traditional banks and become the bank of choice? And 3. It's not enough to just become #1. It's critical to stay #1. So what should WeLab Bank do to have a longer product strategy to maintain leadership?
So first, WeLab Bank must differentiate from the other virtual banks through Get Access, the first prong of our 3-prong strategy. So let's take a look into Sophie, our target segment. She currently has 2 bank accounts and is looking to open up a 3rd one. She's very interested in investing because currently she is only saving and she doesn't have the financial literacy for investments. And finally, from a financial institution perspective, and as a technologically adept millennial, she really expects a hyper-personalized and integrated experience. And these are all things that WeLab Bank can offer. Looking at some of the key challenges, however, gaining customer trust is a key barrier right now because Hong Kongers still believe that the human touch is irreplaceable. Nevertheless, there is a huge opportunity for WeLab Bank to become that primary bank by leveraging the network effect, using family and friends as recommendations to really build that trust with the virtual bank. So let's zoom into the millennials as the core focus and really focus in their preferences to gain their trust and grow WeLab Bank together. And taking a look at the competitive landscape for referral programs, the referral programs are crucial in increasing that user base. But comparing it against the 7 other banks, the virtual banks, there really isn't a differentiating point here. So today we are really looking at how to stand out from the crowd. And to do this, I'm really excited to introduce the WePlatinum card. This is a revamp and differentiation strategy of the current referral program you have paired with this amazing Platinum card. This card rewards 5% cashback on all purchases, as well as numerous other perks and discounts for the WePlatinum users. Using a invite-only model for the first 6 months, this will really drive the demand because this is a very special and exclusive product, as we see with other use cases of, for example, OnePlus, which was a very popular phone driven by demand of exclusivity. Once that 6-month promotional period is over, new customers can purchase this card separately, which creates a new and recurring revenue stream for WeLab Bank to capitalize on in the future. And you might be wondering, why are we recommending an exclusive card when your company mission is to provide financial inclusion? Well, there are 2 reasons. First of all, WePlatinum card breaks down the barriers. It's a premium card for the average Hong Kongers like Sophie to get access through either a referral or a reasonable price point. And secondly, the exclusivity factor really drives the referrals, as well as the millennials are able to resonate with the factor that is a very special card, and it really will drive the user base to grow. So let's bring this actually to life. For the existing customers, we will market this through 3 different channels. Firstly, the website, the mobile app with a pop-up notification, as well as an email marketing campaign. And with a product like this one, very special and exclusive, we really see that user-generated content. We will go through social media, and Hong Kongers will constantly talk about this when the promotion period begins. This recommendation will increase the customer growth to over 43%, and the customer acquisition cost will be only 38% of the market average. So taking it back to Sophie, she not only has access to an array of personalized financial products, but she also has this very shiny card, the WePlatinum card, as she goes on her coffee dates with her friends, and she shares this referral model to all of her friends to join WeLab Bank.
Marian has took you through an exceptional strategy on how we can increase customer base through that first strategy. Now we want customers like Sophie to increase their deposits with WeLab Bank. To do this, we'll empower her by emphasizing WeLab Bank account as a one-stop shop to meet both her daily and long-term financial needs. So how will this be communicated to Sophie? Well, first of all, let's look at the 2 existing products that exist at WeLab Bank. For her everyday purchasing needs, she can look at the 0.1% core account. For her saving needs, she can deposit as little as 10 Hong Kong dollars with her friends, family, colleagues on GoSave to hike it up to 1.5%. Then there's a third product, which is if she's seeking more growth, that is where WeWealth really comes in. These accounts will be seamlessly integrated, so Sophie can move cash between the products based on her needs. Hence, she will be incentivized to move more cash from her traditional bank accounts to make the most out of this one-stop shop. Now, we know WeLab Bank's wealth management tool is in the pipeline, so we want to ensure that customers deposit more dollars in their accounts so they can start using it right away. But before doing that, they need to have a bit of education. Introducing Financial Masterclass, the masterclass that will change your future. It can be found right on the WeLab Bank's homepage on the navigation bar, and it's super easy to access for everyone and anyone. You might ask, why a Financial Masterclass? Don't these exist already? Now, first of all, this will meet the market gap of financial literacy and increase urgency for Hong Kongers to start investing and saving early. But more importantly for WeLab Bank, this is the ultimate content marketing strategy. Combined with strong SEO, integrated in WeLab Bank's social media strategy, the educational content will increase WeLab Bank's credibility for both existing and potential users. Content will be created by WeLab Bank's financial experts, and this masterclass will have relevant topics in both English and Cantonese. Depending on customers' interests, backgrounds, and needs, they can take it chronologically like a full course meal, or select what they like a buffet. WeLab Bank's content will be evergreen, easy to understand, high quality, that can be used for many, many years to come to keep WeLab Bank top of mind for learners. With the Financial Masterclass, Sophie can now feel empowered, but like a large majority of Hong Kongers, she's reluctant to use the digital wealth management tool, even though it's more convenient, because there's a lack of a human touch, like Marian has already walked you through. So we recommend WeLab Bank to offer the choice to investors themselves. WeWealth will therefore be recommended as a blended model, where real advisors are available for those who need that extra support and assurance. As customer trust increases, the demand that we expect for real advisors will decline as customers make the full transition to robo-advising. How will this meet WeLab's goal of increasing deposits? Now, the increased trust in WeWealth from human interaction will increase engagement and in turn increase deposits. So Sophie can leverage the seamless integration we already talked about and to move even more cash from her traditional accounts into WeLab Bank so she can meet those saving, spending, and investing needs. Now, introducing WeWealth. We know you have a tool in the pipeline, but we'll recommend a complementary asset management tool that's focused on the customer experience, because that experience is the key to winning their hearts. It will be called WeWealth because WeLab Bank must break down that barrier by letting customers know from every demographic that they too can be wealthy. To start, onboarding should be very frictionless, even more so because of the shared customer databases. Well-designed questionnaires naturally get customers to really start thinking about their financial goals. Pointed questions will extract the necessary information to help customers succeed. Progress will be measured by their own metrics, what's important to them, their own goals. And data will be aesthetically visualized with no jargon. And an AI chatbot will learn how to better serve customers day by day and serve as the first line of customer service. And the human touch is never ever too far away to bring stability in uncertain times. This financial masterclass and WeWealth in combination will empower consumers to save and grow their money with WeLab Bank, which will accelerate deposit growth by 39% annually. More customers and more deposits will contribute to $29 billion in revenue by 2025. And more importantly, now Sophie, our new graduate, will know how to set financial goals and feel empowered to reach them.
Now that Sophie has access to your products and is empowered by your programs, how can you set her free while creating a sustainable competitive advantage and be Hong Kong's bank of choice? The answer is leveraging open banking so that Sophie chooses the WeLab banking app to become the go-to for all things money related through becoming the platform of choice and aggregating microservices. To truly set the customer free, a bank must be able to meet all their needs with an ever-expansive product suite. Now, I've taken the liberty of prioritizing these for you. You have the core, which you've already built. You're building the value adds, but soon you have to contend with the next level features. While core and value-adding services should be done in-house, these next level services require a collaborative effort. Now, the fintech wave has unbundled financial service and customers have more apps on their phones and open accounts than ever before. However, like in other industries such as music, television, and e-commerce, it is clear that consumers will converge on a single aggregated service provider. So, WeLab Bank must build a robust feature set to be that ideal ecosystem that provides an immersive and hyper-personalized experience, which will result in high switching costs and eventually allow WeLab Bank to become the go-to app for all things money. Now, competition is fierce and time to market is key. We have to understand that your technical agility is actually your strength against traditional banks. So with these in mind, how can you develop these robust feature sets? After conducting an alternatives analysis, it is clear that open banking is the choice over in-house development and outsourcing for next level services. Now, with an open banking approach, you can focus on maintaining your core services. This means that WeLab Bank can be more lean while maintaining a bigger picture of the customer. Then build a network of third-party service partners that can bring your customers tremendous value, and then own the marketplace, WeHub. Now, marketplaces by definition are where customer demands are met with the vendor's supply. And that is exactly what WeHub will be. The benefits of a market-forward approach is that customers can personalize their experience on WeLab Bank. Now, this is very analogous to WeChat's popular personalized mini programs. The benefit for customers is that they can download less apps. They can have one payment platform with access to the best deals so they don't have any buyer's remorse. They can access more services with decreased loading speeds, and they can enjoy instant account opening across all of our partners without the hassle of entering the same information again and again and again. Sophie can easily peruse brunch deals from Deliveroo or even top up her balance on her Deliveroo account. Now, WeHub is not just for Sophie, but it is carried for the Jimmys, the Franks, the Annies, and the Jacks of Hong Kong through open banking.
Hi, team. Can I interrupt you and ask a question?
Absolutely.
Thank you for the presentation so far. I hear you loud and clear on your 3 strategy. Now my question is, how defensible you think that is against other virtual banks? Can't they replicate and do the exactly same thing? What do you think is the differentiation that can, keep us fighting against competition in the long run?
Now, that is an excellent question. With the first 2 recommendations, first mover strategy is very important because if you move first and acquire customers through the WePlatinum program, then that it is not replicable because everybody is already on the WePlatinum credit card and they won't want to move all of their financial information over to a new bank. With WeWealth, if they actually deposit their balance into WeLab Bank's savings accounts and start investing through WeWealth, we know that this is a very sticky product. People don't move around their investment tools at a very rapid pace. And now lastly, open banking. I'm so excited to talk you through how you can create a sustainable open banking strategy. Now, the first step is to create a strong foundation. WeLab Banks, WeHub, so in order to become the top WeLab open banking platform in Hong Kong, you have to build up your internal capabilities through custom-made data and through your agile technical capabilities. Now, WePlatinum and WeWealth have enabled WeLab Bank to have a large and engaged customer base that provides you with rich data. And this large engaged customer base is key because partners for the open banking platform will want to get access to this data. And if WeLab Bank exceeds them in the amount of users they have, they know that they'll be able to make the most impact through WeLab Bank's WeHub. Now, the second key in creating a strong foundation is technology. Traditional banks like HSBC and Citibank have already moved into space. However, your strength will be your technical agility. WeLab Bank will be able to build more effective platform tools faster and develop portals that are more effective at lower cost than traditional banks and bring the time to market at an accelerated pace. Now, the next step in your open banking release strategy is to have the right partners. Pursue large brands with large customer bases that offer specific services. Now, these brands want customer data with lower costs. So by linking their customer accounts with their WeLab Bank accounts, they'll be able to create hyper-personalized profiles based on spending data as well as their proprietary data to better target their products and understand their consumers. And that's all these brands really want. Having the right TSP partners can also be a great opportunity to explore untapped markets through the shared customer bases, which further drives and grows your customer base. Now, the third step is to remain the platform of choice. Encourage innovation by offering free entry-level API calls to reduce the barriers to customer spending data so that innovative Hong Kong fintechs will be able to unlock their true potential. Now, as owners of customer data, WeLab Bank should also look forward to recurring API call revenue with nearly no marginal costs. However, the real benefit will be the ecosystem that you're creating to better serve your customers. Now, with this open banking approach, security is certainly a concern.
I just have a quick question.
Sure.
Just now on the slide previously, you mentioned that one key part is the strategic partnerships and that we should pursue some very important strategic partners to build out this strategy. Since obviously we are a new company with a much smaller customer base and approaching, I guess what you're suggesting are much larger brands with much more data and much more customers, what do you think we can do to get them on board? Obviously, we would have less leverage. We're looking to access their data. What are reasons why they should share that with us? Given we are an early stage company in comparison.
Absolutely. Now let's move to slide 50, where we can talk about the first low-hanging fruit in terms of partners. Now, I want to make something crystal clear. Do not underestimate your value as a virtual bank. You already have a significant customer base with access to financial spending data. Does not come easy. Many companies would crave for this data in order to further personalize and profile their customers to understand their spending habits. So do not underestimate your strength. By building up your internal capabilities fast to create these low barriers of entry for development, you will be able to entice a few TSPs absolutely without a doubt. Now, a very ideal partner would be someone like Octopus. They have a large user base. However, their services, it doesn't really make sense for them to offer a full app. They cannot fully understand a customer through just an app. And they can't fully understand a customer through just their purchases at 7-Eleven or Uniqlo. However, by getting access to WeLab Bank's customer spending data, they'll be able to have a more holistic understanding of what they would like. Maybe they understand that a customer didn't make a grocery purchase in the last 4 days, whereas she normally makes a purchase every 2 days. That prompts Octopus to send her a push notification for a special breakfast deal at 7-Eleven so she can go ahead and grab her meal on the go on her way to work. This is the type of synergy that you have to sell to your TSPs in order to drive those early strategic partnerships. Now, going back to the previous slide, security is certainly a concern for Hong Kongers. Now, this is a technical slide, we understand, and we can review it if you're interested. However, the takeaway is that with clever design choices for your architecture, these concerns should be promptly circumvented. Now, let's bring it back to the user, Sophie. Sophie can now access a whole range of services through their light mini programs embedded on her WeLab banking app. On top of Deliveroo, Fortress, and MTR, she can easily peruse makeup deals from Sasa, or even top up her balance on Octopus and get those 7-Eleven deals we've talked about. The opportunities are truly limitless. From finding a mortgage broker or insurer, entertaining her children to travel, Sophie will be able to reach her financial potential and so much more. As WeHub becomes the platform of choice for Asia's fintechs, sticky microservices will make WeLab that much more enticing, not just for consumers, but for potential TSPs moving forward. A near 39% increase in retention will signal WeHub as WeLab Bank's big irreplaceable advantage into the future, as well as its amazing customer relationships and access that every TSP will want.
Well, these recommendations always come with cost considerations. The key cost for the WePlatinum card includes the 5% cashback for customers and the referral cost of 200 Hong Kong dollars per referral. We know that is considered relatively high rate. However, multiple studies have shown us that cashbacks are the most effective and fastest method of attracting new customers. And with the fierce competition in the market right now, the high rate would act as a price penetration strategy. And after acquiring a good customer base, this rate can even be lowered to 2% while still generating a strong positive NPV. Further, we set a cashback limit of 10,000 HKD to minimize the cost on the bank and sustain the program over the next 5 years. WeWealth is primarily driven by development costs and the direct labor of the financial advisors that Sandy was speaking about earlier. WeHub has the least cost as it involves mostly one-time fixed costs of development. So let's focus on generating revenue. The WePlatinum card drives value from purchases of the card either monthly or yearly, while WeWealth drives the revenue as its drivers by the increase in total lending and interest earned as a result of the higher deposits through the program. WeHub generates smaller amounts of revenue in API calls from TSPs, but remains consistent over the years. With any robust strategy comes the importance of planning. Implementation of the WePlatinum program involves manufacturing and key marketing activities within the first year. Following this, the WeWealth program is designed in the first year and launched in the third quarter of the second year, while the WeHub program focuses on building core capabilities for the first 2 years and launching at the end of year 2. With any new strategy, there are certain risks. For WeWealth, the key risk identified is a difficulty in attracting customers to invest in their funds. In order to mitigate this, WeLab Bank should leverage financial masterclass and advisors to provide support to new investors. The WePlatinum program may incentivize fake referrals, and a strategy to mitigate this would be through a verification process of referred accounts. Lastly, WeHub may be prone to customer dissatisfaction from TSPs. And in order to navigate this, we propose closely monitoring the operation and performance of each partner to maintain quality.
We came here today with three-pronged strategy of propelling WeLab Bank to becoming #1. We leave you today with three key innovative products: WePlatinum, WeWealth, and WeHub. WePlatinum to continue expanding the consumer base through an attractive modern card and referral program. WeWealth to really increase deposits and engagement and really set Sophie up for success. And lastly, WeHub to really retain product leadership through key partners starting in entertainment shopping that John already mentioned. They'll resonate with millennials like Sophie before really scaling up for the Franks and the Jimmys and so much more. While our presentation today focuses on Sophie, there are millions of other Sophies in Hong Kong. They may have different backgrounds, financial struggles, and gaps, but what ties them all together is their potential to unlock their financial freedom. Together with WeLab Bank, let's empower all the Sophies by making banking more accessible, convenient, and understandable than ever before. Thank you. We now open the floor to questions.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. I would like to ask a question. Right, okay. So actually I have a question for Sophie. Right, well, wonderful presentation. So for Sophie as a future customer for e-banking or digital banking, what do you think she expect the future of banking will look like? Apart from what is already offering in the market, like the card, the deposit, wealth management, right, which is abundant today in every bank. What do you think the future generation really expecting for the future of banking service?
We believe actually that consumers expect as much as the highest bar. And we think that WeLab Bank is in a unique position to actually set a very high bar. And consumers will start to expect more of personalization, which John talked a lot about. Having something kind of like WeChat mini programs would enable consumers to pick and choose what they want their banking application to look like by leveraging Open API. We also talk a lot about WeWealth, which is very integral, being able to, for users like Sophie, to put their wealth in the hands of companies like WeLab Bank and have trust that it's going to grow. But last but not least, we believe there's going to be increased credibility and trust because right now a lot of Sophies in Hong Kong are simply distant from banks because they don't believe that banks have their best interests. So overall, regardless of what recommendation it is, WeLab Bank is going to be that institution. I think institution is even the wrong word, be that partner that will really show that we're on the same team as Sophie.
Sorry for jumping in. I have two questions. The one is about the slide of 45, and then I saw this Alipay Hong Kong over there. As before I joined the HKICC, actually I work for the M Financial Group. For the Alipay Hong Kong in the right hand side, I think, and then why they have to work with you? Because they already have the M Bank. Why not they just work with their own? This is my first question. And then my second question is, I guess your target audience is the millennials, but in your slides 53, and then you have a projection of your revenues. How can you foresee, how can you project all those millennials by their earnings and then can make your projection happen?
Absolutely. So for slide 45, these are just many examples of TSP partners that we would invite into the marketplace. Of course, the beauty of a marketplace is that we can't force anyone to enter. We don't stop anyone from entering. So if Tencent or Tencent really sees the benefit of joining in, or Alibaba really sees the benefit of joining into WeHub, we would not stop them, because who doesn't want more access to customer data, and which of our consumers want access to more products? When it comes to the millennials, we actually thought about that. So if we go into the impact slide, we'll see that their average deposits currently are at the market rate that is existing today. That should be around 45,000. Oh, sorry, 95,000. And we expect this to grow over time. So we've actually accounted for all of this deposit growth. And what we'd like to see is WeLab Bank really be that partner with your millennial customers going into
Thank
their
you,
long
Peter
and fruitful lives.
Consulting.